What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood with another episode of Bob's Holly World. Today I'm going to be reviewing this Halo 5 Guardians figure. It is Spartan Athlon. I bought this at GameStop, I believe, a few years ago. Actually, Target has a Target sticker on there. I bought this a long time ago. But I bought a few Halo figures, and I figured, hey, I'm doing all these power armors. I may as well review this figure. This, of course, is bigger than 1/18th scale, but you know, it's still cool. He's still a cool dude. This is actually the second Halo figure I've never done a review, but this is the second Halo figure I'm opening. I'm gonna turn on the back. He's actually not on the back of this package. There's four other Halos. Excuse me. There's four other Spartans. There's Spartan. I cannot talk today. There's Spartan. There's Spartan Hermes, Spartan Buck, Spartan Helljumper, and Athlon. But this is Athlon, of course. So there's another Halo character, I believe, Locke, the character portrayed by Mike Coulter. I have him with the helmet up, with that from GameStop. And as you see, there's writing on the back. This came from a Goodwill. They probably got it from a Target. So I probably paid $5 for this, and I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm gonna see how much I like it. But as I said already, this is for Halo 5. This is a McFarlane toy. And right now, my only experience with McFarlane toys is that Spartan Locke, and then any of the 90s Spawn figures, some of them which I've reviewed in retro reviews for this channel, and then obviously the ones I had as a kid. I'm trying to look for a year on here. This says Series 2. I'm looking for a year, 2016. So I feel like I've had this a lot longer than 2016, but this is from 2016. And it's made by McFarlane Toys. Obviously, Halo is made by or published by Microsoft, and it says 343 Studios. I'm assuming that's the developer. I know initially Halo was made by Bungie, but that hasn't been the case for a while, I believe. I just want to go on the limb and make it of note. Just like when it comes to the Fortnite figures, I've never played Halo. I played Halo briefly. Don't know which game. That was in 2010. I think the first time I moved out of my parents' house, I was living with this guy I'd known since first grade. And his nephew brought it over. His family came over for Christmas. I wasn't doing anything, so I was like, yeah, I'll play. And was not my cup of tea. It was hard for me to get into it. I'm gonna stand him there. If he'll stand. I'm gonna lower my camera some. It feels good to be at this table. I thought this broke, but apparently they have these little pegs. They go in and out. And I guess that's to make it easier to peg onto their back, like such. You got to be careful getting it out of this peg. I can't do it right now. There we go. And I'm assuming, yeah, the peg comes off of this one as well. So I mean, it's just that's a weird flex, but I guess if you want to pose it and you don't want this little unsightly peg to be there, I've noticed that sometimes with figures that they'll have a little peg, and it does look a little unnatural, but I wouldn't have thought that somebody would make a whole separate peg for it, you know. I'm gonna give him his weapon. I don't know what these guns are called. I've never played Halo. I can look on the package and see if it says it. Having some trouble. It's just a wide grip. There we go. Let me look on the package and see if it says. It just says. No, sir. It doesn't give me any sort of information. Resupply or supply REQ pack. I don't know what REQ even means. Sorry, I'm coming to this with such ignorance, guys. So Xbox One. And there's a DLC code, I guess. If you saw it, you can have it. I'll never play with it. So here's this gun. Choo 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 choo. And then we got this rifle. He does not have like a trigger finger, but he can hold. Ooh, he can hold his weapons, man. Yeah, I like that. I like that he can hold his weapon. Let me see how big this weapon is compared to a core or something. Here's Puma. Yeah, this gun will not fit in her hand. This actually doesn't look horrible. It just looks like a motherfucking big ass gun. Alright, let's look at our Athlon here. I almost called him Master Chief. Now, I know he's a Space Marine. Other than that, I know nothing about Halo. If it wasn't for these figures that when I bought them, I would have thought every character was Master Chief, just a different color. So, see, he's got this red and black, dark reds, lighter reds, some yellow every now and then. The only thing that's a different color is he has a mask, or the visor on his mask is white or grayish. He's got a lot of like padding. These things are apparently heavy in universe. These Mjolnir armors. I'm assuming it's Mjolnir. I know that's what Master Chief has. I'm assuming all of them have the same armor. And the figure is no heavier than a normal figure. I mean, it might have some weight all centered around this part, but it's not terrible. I like it, man. I do like it. No real paint blemishes. It's like a little chip right there on his butt, but that's it. Let's check out this guy's articulation. That's his head at his normal resting spot. He can go down that much, go back that much, not much. Arms, full crucifixion. If he didn't have these, maybe he could go higher, or if he didn't have this, maybe he could go higher. But he's got a full crucifixion, so he's not really denied any range of motion. Arms rotate 360 degrees at that shoulder, but it's not like it can be like this. You gotta turn it out a little bit just so his arm won't hit that. He has pretty good elbows. Slightly better than 90 degrees on the elbows. I like it. And his arms also rotate 360 at those elbows. Now his elbows are on this like ball thing that allows for a lot of flexibility. I like that. I like that. If he didn't have this, his arms would probably be able to like bend backwards. And his hands also on rotation at the wrist, 360. And he has a hinge. And I will say, this is a very well articulated figure, and it's not stiff. Rotates 360 degrees at his one ab articulation. You see there's some blemishes here on his abs. But he does that, no problem. That's as far as his legs will go out wide. That's because of his armor. And in general, yeah, it's just his armor, both on his leg and on his abs. His right leg goes up like that. I'm sorry for the blur. That's his legs going forward. And they can go back pretty cool. So he can do some pretty dynamic poses, or if you wanted to like show him floating through space or some shit. Real quick, before I continue on with his legs, I forgot to do his head's rotation. His head can rotate 360 degrees. Maybe it can come off with some water, but it doesn't seem like it right now. Or some heat in general. He's a single jointed knee, same way as with his elbow, but it's on this ball. Or, not a ball, but if he didn't have armor, it could go back and forward. It could go forward unnaturally. Because it's single jointed, it's harder to get him to stay on his knees. And because of all the armor, it's hard to get him down on one knee. So I could see that being a problem when it comes to like posing this guy, but it's not like a deal breaker. And then as for his, his legs also do that, I'm sorry. You can do that with his thigh too, but not, it's not like there's an extra cut or anything. But his feet go down like that. And it goes up like that. And there's also his toes have their own articulation, which is cool. So he's got a lot of articulation. Alright, sorry about that, but here's his height. 5 1/4 essentially. And I'm gonna compare him to Locke. Locke is actually way taller. Locke is about 5 1/2. So that's cool. And you can see there's differences in their armor. I bought Locke because I like to buy black action figures. This is before I even really collect them for myself. I have one of these still in the package. I'm going to give to my eldest daughter. I only had one daughter at the time I bought it. I have my other kid on the way. But, yeah. There is Our Spartan Athlon continuing right now with these power armors we're doing. Again, it's not 3 3/4, but not everything I collect is 3 3/4. I mean, most of the stuff I collect is 3 3/4. Just stand next to Mega Man. Most of the stuff I collect is 3 3/4, but if I decide to buy something that's not 3 3/4, I still review it here. You know, it's not like the end of the world if something's not 3 3/4. So, Ragnarok. I don't even think I reviewed Ragnarok yet, but he's in this video. Oh well. See you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, let all your homies know where to find me, B.O.B., and that's right here at Bob's Holly World.